Hey everybody, Craig back at you. Out today on the 2023 R1300 GS. And if you saw the title, I'm going to get right into it. This is why you will buy the R1300. So let's not belabor the point. Let's get right into it. Why do I believe that you will buy the R1300? First of all, let me say that does not mean there's anything wrong if you have a R1250 or R1200. There's absolutely nothing wrong with your bike. But in order to prevent you from buying the R1300, in my opinion, BMW would have had to have totally screwed up on manufacturing this new bike. BMW will have totally had to drop the ball on this new bike for you not to buy it. So let me start by saying why I say BMW didn't drop the ball in this 1300. There are many, as you've seen, technological advances on this 1300 over the 1250. Even though I haven't had a chance to ride the bike, I think a lot of people at this point, talking about October of 2023, a lot of people haven't had a chance to ride the bike. But let's talk about what we know about it. What we know about it is it has adaptive cruise control, which is an upgrade. It has an adaptive height. So when you're coming to stop, the bike lowers so you can, feet can touch the ground a little bit more easier. It has an adjustable windscreen. It has turn signals and guards, and the hand guards, if you like that thing. Also, from what everyone's been saying, the quick shifter is 1,000 times better. This is not a horrible quick shifter on the 1250, but it is a little clunky. It can be clunky in the lower gears. Supposedly, they've taken care of that on the new 1300. So those are just a few things. I know I'm leaving some things out. There's plenty of reviews, but just things off the top of my head. There are technological advantages to the new bike. So I put it in two categories of people that are going to be interested in this 1300. The first category is people that have never owned a BMW and they're interested in getting an adventure bike. Are they going to be put off by the new bike? I don't think so. I think they're going to look at all the positives, and if they're interested in a BMW, they're going to get it. So the second category of people that are going to be buying this bike are current GS owners. You've had a BMW, you've had a GS, whether it's a GS or GSA, you've had it, and it's going to be time to upgrade. Did they really screw up this new bike enough for you to not get it? Here is my answer: no, they didn't. Maybe you don't like the funky X headlight or whatever it is. Give it time, it'll grow on you, and you'll end up liking it. But they have not done enough, in my opinion, to have you go to another brand. So that's what I mean by the second category. If you elect to stay in the adventure bike segment, what are your choices? You can stick with BMW, who you've been with, or you can go to maybe a Ducati Multistrada, or you could go to a Harley, or you could go to a KTM. Maybe if you want a lighter bike, you could go to a Yamaha. Are you really going to switch? Did they really screw up the bike that much for you that you're going to go and you're going to get a KTM? Let's be real. You're not. You're going to get the 1300. So when I say you will eventually get this bike, you will. And the key word there is eventually. Are you going to trade in your 1250 right now to get the 1300? Probably not. If you like your 1250, you're going to keep it. I have a 2023 1250. I like it. Love this bike. I'm not trading it in to get the 1300 right away when they come out. I would go with the Adventure. But even if that gets released in 2025, I'm not trading in this bike. But at some point, we all trade in our bikes to get a different bike. If you choose to stay in this category, you're going to stay with BMW. It is still your best option. And that's why I think BMW is not concerned. They're not worried about it. They're not losing sleep over the fact that you don't like the X headlight. They're not concerned about the fact that you don't particularly like the new beak on the bike or whatever it is, whatever your hang-up is on the new bike. Eventually, that'll be all that you're able to get, and that's what you will get. And so why am I so confident in thinking that you're going to end up with the new 1300? The reason I say that is I have experience in buying a next generation bike. The Honda Goldwing redesigned, renewed, came out with a whole new generation of the Honda Goldwing, new body style, new everything. I jumped right on it. when I jumped on it, I can't tell you how many people who were used to the existing 5th generation of Honda Goldwing said, I don't like this bike. It's too small. It's small enough to be a scooter. I don't care anything about the adjustable windshield. I like the old big gigantic body style of the 5th generation Goldwing, and I'm never ever going to buy that bike. I don't care. They can keep that bike unless they change it and make it like the old style. I'm never going to buy one. All those people that said that, all those people that have stuck with Honda Goldwings, which a lot of them have, they haven't switched to other touring bikes, ended up buying the 6th generation Honda Goldwing. You look at videos, you look at YouTube, they all have the new Honda Goldwing, the one they swore they would never get. So when BMW announced the new R1300, same type of thing. The resistance to change, the resistance to a new body style. Everyone, I hate that X, I'm not buying it. I'm gonna snap up the last 1250 from any showroom I can find. And there's not, go ahead and do that. But at some point down the road, if you stick with BMW, you're gonna buy the R1300. It just depends on when. It's not a case of if, it's a case of when. So lastly, before I close this video out, I will say that I think on the 1300, you know, all things are not peaches and cream. I think they could have done a couple things, changes they could have made. I think they should have added Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I just think this bike, the R1300, whether it's GS or GSA, in my mind, it's a off-road / touring bike. And in my opinion, more people are doing the touring, riding on streets than are riding off-road. If you are exclusively an off-road rider, chances are you bought something lighter. Maybe you didn't buy, you know, the GS 1250 or the GS 1300 that's coming out. You're not going to buy that bike if you're just exclusively trying to do off-road stuff. So because this bike, people tour on it a lot, you need that ability to have the Android Auto and the Apple CarPlay. It just makes touring a lot easier. You're allowed to use Google Maps as your navigation device, and maybe that's why they didn't do it. Maybe they want to sell more of those Connect cradles or whatever they are that BMW sells, and sell those more of the Garmin's. So that maybe that's why they didn't add it. But if you're going to have a touring bike in these days, I don't care what manufacturer it is, you got to have Android Auto, you got to have Apple CarPlay. So they dropped the ball there. Last area I'll say they probably could have upgraded on. From what I've seen in videos, it looks like they kept the same TFT display that's on the 1250. I like this TFT. I think it really is. It's easy to read, it's easy to see, so I don't have any complaints with it. But I just think sometimes when you redesign an entire bike, maybe you should have looked toward a new TFT display. So it looks, it looks totally brand new as opposed to just a refresh. If, having that, it keeps in mind of a refresh instead of a totally new bike. But those are small, I guess, little things. It's not going to stop me when the time comes years down the road from buying a 1300. It's not going to stop me if this still has the same TFT display. So anyway, that's enough of my rambling. Again, will you buy the bike? Of course you're going to buy the bike. It's just a matter of when you buy the bike. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, a blessed day. Out here in Buffalo, New York, we are really getting toward the end of our riding season. You can see the colors changing. It's the end of October now. I don't know how much longer we got left, but while we still can ride, I am going to ride. So get out, ride, enjoy your motorcycles for as much as you can, and we will be talking to you soon. Everyone have a blessed day.